Well, hello, thanks for clicking the play button. This video is all about artist dates. That's right. It's a concept from Julia Cameron's wildly popular book, The Artist's Way. And in this video, I'm going to share 10 different things, creative things, fun things that you can do in the new year for an artist date. Sound good? By the way, I'm Bob Baker, author of The Empowered Artist, The Passion Principles, The Guerrilla Music Marketing Handbook, and many other books and resources for creative folks. And in this channel, I dish out marketing and career advice for creative entrepreneurs of all types, as well as stuff on meditation and affirmations and other things that will inspire and empower you. So if you don't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Just click the little button somewhere below the video here. It's real easy to do, and you'll be notified when I post new videos. So let's dive into this by first defining what the heck is an artist date. If you've read the book, and you should, it's an awesome one. You probably already know what artist dates are, but just in case, let's define it, and I'm gonna go right to the source. This is a short paragraph that's from Julia Cameron's website, and the headline is, Artist Dates are assigned play. I love the wording of that. Artist dates are assigned play. The artist date is a once weekly, festive, solo expedition to explore something that interests you. The artist date need not be overtly artistic. Think mischief more than mastery. Artist dates fire up the imagination. They spark whimsy. They encourage play. And since art is about the play of ideas, they feed our creative work by replenishing our inner well of images and inspiration. When choosing an artist date, it's good to ask yourself, what sounds fun? And then allow yourself to try it. So that's the basis of these next 10 ideas that you're going to get. It's not necessarily sitting down to work on your current project, especially if it's a serious, detail-oriented thing. No, it's actually something that you do outside of that, or in addition to that, just to be playful. And like she said, choose mischief more than mastery. So these are fun things that you do. Also, another thing I want to point out is that while a lot of these can be done at home, you can sit down at a table or a computer and do some of these things, I really encourage you to get out of the house, get out of your normal environment. Even if you could do them at home, I guess if that's your only choice for the artist date, go for it. But get out, go to a library, go to a coffee shop or some restaurant where you're allowed to sit without being chased out if you hang out there for a little while. Get out in nature is another good idea. But do these outside of the home, okay? And as Julia herself points out in a video on her website, creative people are reluctant to do this fun, seemingly trivial stuff for themselves. I mean, they're happy to get to work on their art, but not so much just to go out and play and have fun. And so I'm encouraging you to get the heck over that, all right? And just do these things because they actually will unknowingly feed your creativity and open you up to other possibilities. So let's get into the list. Ready? Here's number 1, and it ties into what I just said. Make a list of 50 things that make you happy. This is a great exercise because quite often in our day-to-day routines, we just go through the motions and we neglect to actually identify the things that make us happy, the things we enjoy. And then, of course, when you have that list, then you can make sure that you do more of them. So again, get your notepad, your journal, or your laptop and get out to a coffee shop and just sit down and make a list of 50 things that make you happy. What do you enjoy doing? Who do you enjoy hanging out with? Where can you go to make yourself happy? And if you do more than 50, all the power to you. Some people get to 10 and then be stuck. So just keep writing, write at least 50 things that make you happy. And I think it'll be eye-opening. It'll lead to you maybe putting some stuff on your calendar. And in fact, the reason I put this first on this list of artist dates is the things you put on your list could very well be other things that you do on your other weekly artist dates. Got it? So make a list of 50 things that make you happy. Number 2, and this is a fun one, write a story or a song or a sketch or something based on a random image. Okay, so this is just a fun exercise. Again, we're not looking at, this is not something that's going to hang in a museum. It's just something you're doing for yourself, for play. So what I recommend is that you go to Google, and particularly go to Google images and put in just some kind of random search query. It can be a topic like, inspiration, or you can gardening or whatever, or you can just, and I think this would even be more fun, just put in random words that normally don't make any sense or go together. Hit search in Google Images and see what the first image that comes up. And then look at it and then write something about that or create something based on that. You don't have to go to the website to find out what the image is about. Just look at the image and make up a story about it, or what does it inspire. And you can write a story, you can write a song, you can write a poem about it. But this is just an exercise in how you can be inspired by something random and make meaning out of something that just comes out of left field. Instead of sitting down and pondering, oh, I'm gonna write a song about X, Y, or Z, just that randomness of it, that could be fun. You don't even have to share any of this stuff publicly, okay? That's an important thing too. Just do this for yourself, and later you can decide if it's worthy of sharing. Number 3 in our hit list of artist date ideas is to go to the dollar store. I'm assuming wherever you live, you may have one, depending on what country, but go to a dollar store and buy 10 things that you will use in an art project later. I guess you could actually do the art project on the same day, but if nothing else, just go there and buy 10 things where you're gonna create some kind of art, either 2D or 3D, and use only the things that you buy that day at the dollar store. I guess you can buy more than 10, but sometimes having constraints in your creativity can be helpful, and so limit it to 10 things. So what are you gonna need? Are you gonna need a surface to create on? So you might have to buy some poster board or cardboard or something. You might have to buy some glue or glue sticks. So what other elements? They sell paint, they sell different colored paper, glittery things from the party section. So just go around and carry your basket with you and then narrow it down to 10 things that you can create something with, using only and exclusively things that you pick up and you purchase from the dollar store. And the good news about it is this whole art project will cost you, that's right, $10. Can't beat that. Number 4 is plan a fun theme party. So this again is just sort of a mental exercise that may or may not actually happen in reality. But again, you go out to your favorite coffee shop, get out your journal, and think about if you were to have the ultimate party for your friends or for your fans. It can be related to your art, like a gallery showing or a music gig or an author event. Actually, just make it sort of a fun party. You're going to invite all your friends and your fans and your family and so on to a theme party. What would it look like? Just be outrageous. Don't think realistic here. Anything goes. And if you were to have a theme party, what would it be? What would people wear? Would it be like an era, a decade? Would it be based on a movie or some sort of characters or whatever? How would people dress? What would happen? What games would be played? What type of music would be performed or pumped in through the speakers? What food would be eaten? Just think about all the sensory things. Think of all of the 5 senses, and what would be the ideal fun theme party for your friends and your fans, and just brainstorm and write them out. And you never know, it could be something that, even if it's outrageous, maybe you can't do the full-blown version of it that you write down, but you might end up being able to do a smaller version of it. And so this is just an exercise in creativity and fun. Again, you're not creating the experience, you're just sitting down by yourself. And I want to remind you that all of these artist dates, in case I didn't emphasize it earlier, are things that you do on your own. You're not gathering a group of people together to brainstorm on a theme party. This artist date is for you. Later you can bring people in. Just make sure all of them is you going out on your own to do these things. So plan a fun theme party. Okay, artist date idea number 5, and that is go to a craft fair or an art fair or some similar type of event and actually talk to the artists, especially the ones that you don't know. Have real conversations with them. Yes, this does involve interacting with other people, but I include it because you will be going alone to this event. But the whole idea is to get you to interact with, learn about, and get inspired, hopefully, by other creative people doing their own thing. Because I don't know about you, but a lot of times if you go to these craft fairs, you kind of wander around and you pass by and you might see the artist sitting over there in their booth or near their booth, and you look at their stuff, but you just keep walking and you don't actually interact with them. But I find it interesting when I force myself to talk to the artists, have conversations, learn about them, ask questions. It's a pretty eye-opening experience. Now, you might want to avoid either the super crowded, really popular festivals where the artists will be already like engaged. You don't want to stand in a line. So either go at off-peak hours or go to the smaller craft fairs and maybe even the high schools or local community centers. Well, even those can be valuable. So go at a time where the opportunity to speak to the artist is a little higher than maybe at the peak hours, and just force yourself to be social. Go up, introduce yourself, and you're not there to brag about you. You're not trying to market or network or anything. You're there just to really to learn about them and to be curious and to find out about how they live their creative lives and how they do their art. And I think you'll find that it inspires you and will give you ideas of how you can apply their stories, their method to your own creativity. So do that. Number 6 is to create in a completely different genre. Again, this is just for fun. You're not creating anything that's going to be published necessarily unless you choose to later. But go to a coffee shop or wherever you like to go and either write or draw or write lyrics in a completely different genre than you usually focus on. So let's say you're normally a nonfiction writer. That's primarily you write how-to books or whatever. Write a fiction story, write a murder mystery or some kind of a romance novel. If you typically write like story songs, like folk songs with plot lines or whatever in your songs, write in a completely different way. Maybe write rap or hip hop lines instead of whatever your normal style is. If you normally draw animals, draw landscapes. You know what I mean? If you normally use pen and ink, use a charcoal pencil or watercolors or something, but just switch up the way purposely that you create either the genre or the style or the tools that you use, the medium, and just switch it up and just force yourself. I know in a coffee shop you may not be able to bring out paints and a palette and all that stuff, but maybe you bring a sketchbook instead. But get out and force yourself to create in something that's outside of your normal realm. This can be fun. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just be silly with it and see what comes out. It just might expand your creativity. Number 7, oh boy, it's gonna be tough for some people, but sing or dance while no one is watching. That's right, I think there's a poem with a line like that. Dance like no one is watching. This is just get out of your comfort zone. Do something crazy that maybe you normally wouldn't do in public, especially if you don't consider yourself a singer or if you never get out on the dance floor when you go out to a club or something. This would be perfect for you. Just crank up some music and move your body again when no one else is home and just have some fun doing that and see how it feels. If you're the type of person that never gets up on karaoke night when your friends are all getting up there, crank up a song and sing along with it and imagine yourself on stage in front of 10,000 people just singing your heart out. Just do something silly, fun, and maybe you will have to do this one at home. You probably don't want to go to a coffee shop and stand up in the middle of the room and start blasting out Highway to Hell by AC/DC. That probably wouldn't work. So this is one thing I'm giving you permission to do at home, but it's just something that, again, is fun and freeing and could be really good for you. Number 8 is another fun one, and that's to write 10 limericks as fast as you can on a whole variety of random topics. This is just a fun thing. First of all, you have to know what a limerick is, so you may or may not know. It's not just there once was a man from Nantucket. You look up a limerick, look at the structure of it so you know how they go, and then just, I don't know, you can like open up a magazine or do a weird Google search or something and just come up with random topics and then really quick just write a limerick and write 10 of them in a row in the right structure, the right rhyming structure, and just see what comes out. Don't give yourself too much time to obsess about it. Just do it. And I bet you out of the 10 of those, one of them is bound to be a winner that you might just share. And so write 10 limericks as fast as you can on a whole variety of random topics. That one sounds like a lot of fun. Number 9 is one that's near and dear to my heart, and that is take an improv class. Yes, this is another one where you're going out and interacting with people, but go alone so we can stick with and adhere to the criteria of the artist date. But I tell you, nothing's going to stimulate you more than attending an improv class. I should know because I've been teaching short form improv, which is kind of like what they do on Whose Line Is It Anyway? And I just love the experience that people come, especially first timers, they're coming to their first improv class and they're nervous, but by the end of it, they're energized and they just realize how much fun they had and it wasn't so bad. So don't be intimidated by it. In an improv class, you do not, if the teacher is doing it correctly, there will not be a lot of pressure on you to be quick or to be funny or to be witty. It's more about being in the moment. And you meet a lot of other fun, cool people. You'll have a lot of laughs, at least if you attend my improv classes in St. Louis, Missouri. But yeah, this is very good for you, very good for the creative mind to loosen you up and shake things up in your normal routines. So wherever you are, Google improv class in the name of your city and you're bound to find something most likely. And just challenge yourself to go alone, attend one or more classes. Quite often you have to sign up for multiple weeks, but see if you can find what's called a drop-in class. That's what I do, where you can just come once. You don't have to sign up for multiple times. You just come whenever you can and probably pay a fee for the class that night. So not every city might offer that, but just Google it and see what you can find. And that would be a lot of fun for you. Number 10 on the big hit list. Here's the final one. It's write and send handwritten notes or cards to 10 people who have supported your art. This is just a really cool thing to do. So where it's taken the spotlight off of you and shining it on those who have supported you over the years. So I'm sure you could easily make a list of 10 people who have supported you, whether they are friends or family, or maybe some of your most supportive fans. And have you thanked them lately? Hopefully you have, in person or online or by email or text or whatever the case may be. But wouldn't it be nice if they received a handwritten note or a card with your inscription, with the paragraph or so, thanking them and letting them know how much you appreciate them supporting you in whatever way that they do. So that would be a great artist date idea. You can buy some cards, again, go out to a coffee shop or a library and do that and just take some time to really express your appreciation for these good people. So there you have it, 10 ideas for the new year. Actually, it's 10 ideas for the new year for artist dates based on Julia Cameron's popular book, The Artist's Way. I hope you found those helpful. And what other ideas do you have? How have you supported yourself with artist dates? Or did the ideas that I shared inspire some other things that you could do? Please leave a comment below and let me know what you think of these, what you have done, what you're considering doing. Let's all benefit from the wisdom that we each bring to the table here. So again, share this video with a creative person who could really use this message, who needs a little kick in the butt to turbocharge their creativity. Hit the thumbs up like button if you enjoyed this, and be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss upcoming videos. I appreciate you. Get out there and share your creativity with the world, as we need more art, more beauty, more music, more literature in the world than ever before. So what you do is a great service. All right, thanks for watching this. I'm Bob Baker saying so long for now.